When I was younger, I would never thought that I would be able to work with kids.
Really?
I never had the patience. And yeah, God led me this way, and He says, you'll have patience, and you'll have patience with special needs kids.
Yeah, that wants to be done.
Yeah, we do get your days where you feel,
What's happening?
yeah. But then you get these little stars and you carry on.
Like 100% with spelling, then you know. You
Something is happening.
And you need to continue.
You're getting there. Yeah.
So time, you have to, like you say, you've got to be patient.
Yeah.
So what would you say on average? How long do you see if you're now working with them? When do you start seeing results more or less? Is it 6 months or?
It depends. It depends. Some of them see results. I can see results within 2 weeks, especially when it comes to writing. They can write horribly, and then within 2 weeks you can see there's a change. And they can't distinguish between you need to leave a line, you write, you leave a line. They want to cram, and they cram this way. So that is very difficult to teach that.
The spacing between the words.
Spacing.
And the, yeah.
But it's all to do with their world. And yeah, I've got ways and means. You make a lazy 8, you write a word, a lazy 8, a word, and that's how I put the spacing in place. But yeah, to live in their world is, I think, one of the biggest things. Sometimes I find the parents is not even in their world, and they don't understand the children.
Well, they've got to go out and earn money. They might not be spending as much time. It might not be their natural gifting. One doesn't know.
Which is also true. But if you do give advice, we're working with them and they're there all the time, and I know how they react and how they respond by doing certain things. And then they would say to you, but I thought that you are going to tell us how to handle this child. I am telling you, if you don't take the advice, that child is going to live in their own world at home. In our world, together with their world, we're making a different world.
So do you have like a program that parents go and do at home? You do it at school, and do they then do certain things at home?
Yes, they do.
And you mentioned that you're working with the reflexes. What kind of knowledge, where did you find out about the reflexes? And
that was another story. I heard about Brain Gym, and I thought, seeing that I'm working with children, actually it started before then.
Because you still wanted to.
I still wanted to. I'm going to work with children, and I need to know how the brain works, how does it function, what is in it for me. Can I make a difference in those children's lives? And yes, I started my first course, and I still said, I don't think it's for me.
So what was your first course then?
Building blocks.
Okay, building blocks.
Needless to say, today, building blocks is, yes, the best. The best. I use building blocks all the time.
Okay.
And that, I feel I get my results by doing building blocks the quickest.
And is it working with blocks? Are you building?
It's not working with blocks. It's literally where I physically work on the child. There's exercises that we do. As I explained, that physically we're on the go all the time.
So you're actually building the body again. You're building it up.
You're building the body and you're building the brain. Can I say we're making new paths to the brain? We modifying or breaking down old paths and we're building new ones.
Oh, so you're changing the whole pattern.
The whole pattern.
So you're working on changing a pattern. Yes.
And once that pattern kicks in, the kids starts reacting to that.
And you say you're doing these building block activities daily with the children?
Daily. We do get in the morning, then we do our opening and whatever, and they need to pace.
Mm-hmm.
And pace is part of Brain Gym. That makes them to concentrate, to observe. And there's no ways that we will start a day without doing pace. If we do pace 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, we have to do it. Because one day we had a oops. A child got sick.
Oh dear.
And I had to take the child to the
hospital.
Yeah. Everybody left pace, and those kids were uncontrollable.
So it was chaos.
It was chaos.
So the rule came in. We do not start a day without pace.
Normally, when I'm there, it had to happen. And that's the first and the last time. They just said, there's never ever
a day we start without.
Why were the kids so difficult? I don't know. And we had a discussion. And afterwards I said to them, you know what?
Did you do pace?
And everybody said, oh,
that's
okay, that's what we missed. So yeah, and if we get to see the kids are tired or they not concentrating, then I do exercises with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to do cross crawl. They need to do lazy eights. They need to jump up and down. They need to crawl. And that is the kind of things that we do with them. There's very specific building blocks exercises that I do. Unfortunately, the other facilitators can't do it. I'm the only trained one.
So you will then make sure that they maybe do pace and then you get on with your building blocks.
Yeah. They pace and they're actually so cute. They know exactly this is what's happening now. We need to cross crawl. We need to do hookups.
Yes.
And the hookups, remember.
And
The small ones would show. You remember everything, a thing that I teach them. They get so cute by, no, you're not doing it right. You need
they're telling you if you get it wrong. Oh, well, then that's fantastic.
And sometimes I do it deliberately.
To see if they notice them.
Yeah. And I always also say to them, you know what? You remember I do things
to see if
on
you're watching.
Purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you don't pick it up, it's your loss. Because there's always a story behind a story and why I'm doing stuff. So yeah, then I'll do the building blocks. We do lengthening activities, strengthening the core, tapping, which is very good. We do exercises for the ears, the auditory, and for if there's reflexes, if there's foot reflexes, hand reflexes, mouth reflexes, I work on all of that. It depends on what reflex is active
in that
body. Sometimes there is
more than one.
Always. There's not, I can say, there's about 5 that's active. But then we slowly go through it and we settle down one, and that's how we work with it.
And do you feel that it's nice because you're working with them daily, that you can bring it in?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, people have schedules at home, and Monday's okay, we're not too busy, but the rest of the week is so busy. So they'll do it once a week. But it's with the consistency.
The consistency is Very,
Key.
very important. Because you can't do it today and next week and Monday. You have to at least 15 minutes a day. And I know it sounds a lot, but it's before you can see, it's over and done. And I mean, the child can even sleep while you're doing these exercises. I've got a little boy that if I start working on the back and I do the spinal walk, he dozes off. By the time I'm finished, he's fast asleep.
But it's not a problem because she's
It's
still...
not. You know, I take him off the bed, I put him where he can lie, and he carries on, and I carry
Work
on
with the
it.
next child.
Yeah. But that to him is his sleeping tablet. Because when I start, then I say, okay, we'll give you this tablet, we'll give you that tablet. And
They
by
see
the
it and they...
fifth stroke, he's gone.
Yeah,
He
that's
enjoys
lovely.
it so much.
So it really is relaxing the system.
Very, very much.